What's up, guys? Alexis Downie here with Icebreakers. There are many women across the NHL that are making an impact, Blake Bolden being one of them. The LA Kings scout has been using her voice to create more inclusion in the sport. I spoke with Blake this week about this new chapter in her hockey career.
I actually didn't know that I would be a scout. I was a, a special guest for Black Girl Hockey Club, a nonprofit that basically brings non-traditional ice hockey players to different hockey events. So in this case, Renee Hack, the founder, was at the Staples Center, and I had never been in the Staples Center. I live in San Diego. So I go, I'm excited because I want to see a Kings game, my very first Kings game, and I meet Luc Robitaille, and he talks me up and is talking about women's hockey and has all the information about what we're trying to do as a sport as females in this game. And he just turns to me and asks if I ever thought about being a scout. And I was like, no, but you're Luc Robitaille, and I'm going to send you my resume, and we're going to see how this can match up. And from there, it was an awesome fit. And I'm so glad that I was there at that perfect moment to meet Luc Robitaille. So now I can talk to you about being a scout and how awesome it is.
And certainly everything happens for a reason. So
Right.
you were a part of the 2020 NHL draft where the Kings selected Quinton Byfield, second
Oh,
overall,
yeah.
the highest drafted Black player in league history. How gratifying was it to know that you were a part of the work behind that?
Well, I don't want to say I gave too much insight because I'm still so new as a scout. I am still learning every single day. I started January 1st, 2020, and honestly, all the time I'm just soaking up all the information around me from my team, the leadership in LA for operations and scouting. But that's not to say that I wasn't jazzed up as all get out when they called Quinton Byfield number 2 overall. I was just so excited and elated that I'm a part of such an organization that is at the forefront of not only just progressing our franchise and to try to raise the Stanley Cup, but they're also thinking about inclusivity and equality. And it's just a dope organization to be a part of.
Definitely seems like it. And speaking of that, last month the Kings sported your name on their jerseys during warm-ups. What was that moment like for you?
Oh, I always love talking about that moment because it was, I started crying,
Oh,
honestly. I thought it was so amazing. I thought it was such a tribute and appreciation to Black players in the sport, to myself. I called my mom. I took videos. I took photos. It was a surprise because
oh wow.
I thought that we were going to have people's names like Rosa Parks or other prominent, Martin Luther King, other prominent Black figures in history. And to come to find out, they just, boop, like turn on the TV and I see my last name alongside William Ree, and I was in tears because it was just such a big surprise.
That is so amazing. I love to hear that. In addition to all of the amazing work that you're doing, you've also been able to use your platform to promote growth and inclusion in the sport. How do you hope to inspire the next generation of particularly young girls that want to play hockey?
I think to inspire, you just have to act. And I think for as long as I've been playing hockey since 2014 up until this point, now I'm transitioning into the more business role and the more behind the scenes role. I think you just have to be there. You have to be that representation. You have to use your voice and influence and give power and inspiration to the younger generation. I take so much pride in being in this position and being able to share my experiences with whoever is willing to share them with me or to listen to me. I think it's great. I think it's totally cool that Los Angeles is one of the most diverse cities in the country. I'm able to meet these communities, non-traditional ice hockey markets where they're at, and just get them a hockey stick, tell them about our amazing sport, which I know you know all about, and get them into the rink one day when Staples Center is back open and running. I just think that is the mission, and that is something that I'll always be pressing throughout my entire career.
Well, I'm excited to see the things that are ahead for you and how the sport of hockey is going to grow. Thank you so much for joining me today, Blake.
Thank you so much for having me, Alexis. This is awesome.